All right, everyone. We're back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Joel, your chief host of the show, and joining me, as always, is none other than my co-host, Evira.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Black Friday.
I'm just skipping a few
Yeah, well,
days before Black Friday. I swear,
well,
I thought you Americans had a lid on this.
for the past couple of weeks, it's basically been Black Friday half a month. The sale started weeks ago. Black Friday is not as exciting as it used to be. Everyone avoids the crowds now, so there are no crowds. It's super lame.
I thought
Anyways, hope
Amazon.
everyone's having a fantastic night, and yeah.
Indeed. Now, next up, joining us is our always present interim host, Noble.
I always thought Amazon screwed up the whole mad rush on Black Friday.
They did. No, you know what did? Coronavirus did. Because companies realized they could profit a lot from online. Yeah. That's
Long
why.
before
All the online stuff.
Long before 2020, I remember Amazon having Amazon Pride Day or their
Prime Day,
whatever
yeah.
day, Prime, and then they switched it up a little bit to making it last longer. And then as 2020 sort of took over, everyone realized, oh, we don't actually have to go kill ourselves to get a TV at 50% off. We can just click the button and. Anyway,
Yeah,
I ordered my butt plugs today, so I'm happy.
Good to know.
Yeah, so phones have got the USB-C and the Lightning port.
Yep.
I bought these little plugs you can put on there and stop all sorts of weird shit from getting in there. I swear to God, I'm getting sick and tired of some idiot coming up and going, I can't plug my charger in, it don't work. It's like, well, grab a toothpick and, dig out the bucket of lint you got in there. So I can bring the toothpicks with me and I can bring these little things and I go, here, if you're not using your port all the time, just shove this on top of it.
Oh, wow.
And that, I suppose, would solve quite a fair bit of problems.
Well, what else are you going to call them? Butt plugs.
Great. All right. Well, it is, as you were saying earlier, just that time of the year again.
Mm-hmm.
A time to, like you said, go out there, consume things, and consume the next product, and because everything has gone on sale again.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
Black Friday.
And now, yeah, we know we're getting Black Friday a lot down here as well. And you know what? The funniest, weirdest thing, it's like they're trying to make it a whole November sort of thing. Because I was hearing on the radio that after Cyber Monday comes a thing called Travel Tuesday, where all the travel agents seem to try to sell you on the, on all these travel plans and stuff.
What the heck? Okay. That's just capitalism at its best. I love it. Make up a new special day to capitalize on all that emotional holiday cheer. Fantastic.
I know.
I've never heard of Travel Tuesday, though. I heard of Cyber Wednesday.
I don't know. There's got to be something that starts with a W that would work well with Wednesday. Or they don't have to. They can just whatever it.
Well, aside from all the holiday deals and stuff, what I really wanted to talk about actually was the holiday itself. Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
Which just happened yesterday, of course, is one of the biggest holidays in the United States. It's actually one of the only couple of days that's a federal holiday that a lot of stores are closed for.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's interesting. I went to Google AI, and I tried to type in, what is Thanksgiving, and then their definition they gave me. At least this is what it said yesterday. It was something along the lines of, it is a day celebrated where people give thanks for all the fruits of what they have, or something very vanilla and generic along those lines. It had nothing to do with, this is a federal American holiday. No pilgrims, no Indians, nothing. It was just like, and it said it was like around the world, like people do this. So I know there's something in Canada kind of similar. And I'm sure there's other, but not in the same. Anyways, I just thought it was so weird that like even like the front page of Wikipedia didn't say anything about it. But anyways, it's a
Yeah,
very important holiday for the United States, and I guess it's either it's spreading across the world, or I always thought it was a solely American holiday,
it is a
except
solely
maybe in like
It
Canada.
is very much a largely American holiday because we don't do no Thanksgiving here.
A lot
Yeah,
of people are delusional, thinking that they live in America, and it gets interesting because people will do things in their own country which is highly illegal and can end them up in jail for a fucking long ass time. I don't know, 20 years seems a bit long for me, but apparently for some it's the Tuesday for them.
no, I just thought it was so weird that like why would Google not say that this was like an American, like why wouldn't it say anything about that?
Because the meaning of things is triggering for some people.
Yeah, there was no mention of anything I just said before. Like what the heck? Uh,
I
It sounds like
swear.
it's a globalist holiday. Everyone gives thanks for what they have. It's like, okay, yeah, you do that, but like, don't you know like the whole meaning or whatever? And that was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
But there are a lot of things to be thankful for. You know, we're approaching a new year and whatnot. It's gonna. Can you believe it's gonna be 2025 already? It's like,
Yeah,
remember growing up as kids, like that sounded like a year in like the future, like
All right.
2025. Like that's when sci-fi movies were like set in.
Vera, I'm going to slam you into the ground with this one, but as you age, time goes quicker.
Oh, I know that. I know. It's spooky. Very. That's why old people drive slowly, because they think that they're going faster than they actually are. I'm not even kidding. That's part of the study, man. It's true.
Good
It's
one.
legit true. So if you're ever stuck behind an old person, it's like they travel through time slower than you do. Like they just don't know. They experience it faster, but they're going slower. It's bonkers, man. Think about it.
well, mate, more like you don't need to overthink about it too much. Don't overthink about it too much. But yeah,
Yeah, Noble's right though. I can't believe you brought that up. That's so funny. Oh man.
I know it's crazy. But in the end, though, like but I really at the core of it, it's just very really important day for you guys, and there's always something
It
that we give
is.
thanks for.
Right. And so I was off work, of course. My entire store was closed. Most stores were closed, and I spent it with my family. It was small gathering. Me, my dad, my 101-year-old great aunt, and she was very happy and lively. We ate a lot of turkey, and so I guess what I would give thanks for is I'm glad that I got to spend another Thanksgiving with her, because I don't know if this might be her last or not. If she'll live to be 102, I mean, God willing, but stuff like that. Like the memories you build on holidays like that. So that's something I'm thankful for.
Yeah, absolutely. You spend it with your loved ones.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, you just eat yourself into a coma. That's
I
pretty
mean, yeah,
much
I
what
get
everyone
ya.
does.
Look, we get turkeys here. We're slowly starting to the whole, getting turkeys and what have you.
We've always had Christmas turkey, so don't think that Australia is like birdless in that sort of species.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're definitely not birdless. I know that. But when it comes to turkeys, though, turkeys they're not native to Australia though. They were brought there, right?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Like the rabbits. Fucking bunnies.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Yeah. So
All
we
right.
do indeed have turkeys. And what have you.
And are they wild turkeys? Like, did they escape like hundreds of years ago and just become wild, or are they just on farms? Kind of
People
like
are more.
cats.
I haven't seen wild turkeys, but we do have like farmed ones. And if there are any wild ones, it'll be like any invasive species we have in this country. They just got out, and people were too lazy to go and get them back.
Damn. All right. So even though you guys don't technically celebrate Thanksgiving because it's not like your ancestors had a feast with the Native Americans and whatnot, but what's something you're thankful for as we're approaching the new year? Just like throughout, what do you think?
All the free shit that I seem to pick up that people just want to get rid of because they think it's useless. It's like, oh, this
Yeah,
laptop doesn't work anymore. Toss. Oh, I just got to disconnect the battery and reconnect it. Oh,
There we go.
free laptop.
There you go. It's called being savvy about it, and who knows? Like I said, one person's trash is another one's treasure.
Or one person's trash because they're fucking thick.
Or one person accidentally throws away something he thinks is trash.
And
I
doesn't
Made a
know.
mistake.
I got a fucking laptop. Of all things, someone doesn't know how to use a bloody switch. I swear, it had a sticker on there, switch not working, and I'm like, no. So it says something wasn't working. And I'm like, well, the switch is in the off position. So what happens if I go? Oh, it works.
There you go. Now, and you're not getting you threw it out. You're not getting it back now. And that. I swear. I mean, people. I swear, there are some people who are just unfortunately technologically ungifted.
I don't even know what I'm doing after that time.
and still, you just whatever it is you're doing, you just make it work. Just clicks, bam, it works.
My boss forced me to do my job, and I'm pretty sure she's regretting it now.
There you go. All right. Now, we've got we've got more items that we're going to go through for this week. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Let's get rolling.
Let's see what furries have been up to the past couple of weeks. So, some time ago, there was an event called Vacation.
Can you enlarge that a bit more?
All right, let's see. It'll pixelate because I haven't got the highly image. But let's see what I can do. So there was an event called Vacation, and as you would guess from the title, it would be a furry holiday. And of course, yes, a fur con. And
Right.
so you would think that now, like, yes, you would see that from what it's looking at. It's
I'm sorry to interrupt. Just like some statistics going into this before, like just for context, some of the defenders of this, just from the bat, are saying this was always an adult event. We had they had 700 or so people that came. And then, that's all for now. About 700 people were there.
Yeah. And I mean, it was still a big, fully fledged event, and what have you. And certainly from the look of things, it doesn't look like it's it's been held in the States, but that's besides the point. The point is, right now, like what happened. Yeah, something did really happen. A lot of things really did happen, and things got a little bit unruly there. So let's read. Across the weekend, there were a couple of large drug-fueled organized adult quote-unquote parties that took place in contravention with both our code of conduct and the terms of service of the venue. And both parties were attended by 30 to 40 plus people in small accommodation space and reported to us by attendees. So, yeah. So let's stop there and highlight the word drug-fueled.
Right. Clearly, there were some parties going on. Yeah. This happens at every single FurryCon that, like, ever, I would imagine.
Yeah.
There's just drugs everywhere. There's always going to be. But but sometimes it gets way out of hand at some of these parties. I mean, my dude, yeah, you remember we've read stories of people doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, like, drugs or no, and even then, a big majority of FurCon seems to have people bringing in drugs.
Well, there was that one story. You remember? I don't. Was this Rainforest? It might have been Rainforest. It was where they had like this box of like 3,000 empty cartridges of like nitrous oxide that was just left out in the hallways. Like, what the crap was that? You remember that?
It's got to be something. That had to have happened at a different convention. It had to be.
Well, it was either Rainforest or something else. So there was a lot of drugs. Yeah, drugs is a problem at FurCons for sure.
Yeah.
So, what else does this letter say?
And essentially, what happened? Essentially, like, from the look of things, really, like, people were just so what's it called, and then the whole fallout of this basically made it so far that application is no longer welcome at that venue. And that sort of thing, and they think, and that this whole thing was an act of hatred or sabotage.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to make that point earlier about mentioning how many people attended. About 700 or so, because they're saying about 60 people, up to 60, probably more, could be implicated in this. That's like one out of almost every, like, 1 out of every 10 people that were there, like, was involved in this. So that's a little, that is kind of bonkers. Like, if it was like 1 or 2 people, maybe 3, I mean, like, you don't ban the entire convention because a couple of assholes destroyed something, right?
All right,
The fact that it was like multiple dozens of people, I don't know, is getting interesting.
So something I wanted to clarify: have the furry raiders been banned from this gathering?
As far as I know, nothing too specific, because it's not a hosted in the United States event. It's hosted in the UK.
Okay, so this basically falls down to a couple of the issues I take generally with all communities. There are fucking sickos out there. And an example would be the individuals who clearly decided to go and fuck around and find out in this case. It's like the whole thing with urinating on pizzas and then putting it outside. There's the whole thing about smearing feces all over like bathrooms and shit. And just some of the useless, degenerate stuff out there. Look, I get it. You want to go around. You want to get famous. You want to have your 15 seconds of fame on the internet. Well, unfortunately, that can get you banned from events like this. This can get events like this banned or shut down, because at certain points, places are just going to say, yeah, screw this shit. And clearly, one place has done that. And you're literally giving everybody a bad name. When you turn around and say your existence is causing trauma to everybody, how does someone's existence cause trauma? It's when you do shit. when you do shit like this, nitrous oxide. I don't even want to think about half the shit that was going on at this place with some of the stuff I've seen online. It is ridiculous. This behavior is not helpful for any community. Doesn't matter furry or not. People need to knock this out. Organizations need to take things more seriously, and banning people who do this sort of stuff on a more regular basis.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude, I've been to a lot of fur cons and I've seen a lot of crazy shit go down. One of my big problems is, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily. Okay, well, there's a lot, but definitely one thing in this article is the vandalism, like the legit destruction of property. See, when you go to these places, yeah, a lot of people get drunk and shit. That's not good, but at least that's like their problem, right? It becomes the venue's problem when if they get drunk and then they smash the bathroom mirror or something, or flood the hot tubs, or break shit, whatever. Vandalism is a major problem, and that everything's insured by these major hotel companies. They don't want to deal with that. They're like, oh, we're gonna have the furries this weekend, and this section of this hotel block is like unusable. It has to be like deloused or like whatever the fuck. I mean, think about it. Like, the hotels really want to deal with that. Like, if something like this goes down and just ruins the reputation of either a particular convention or the fandom itself, like that's not cool.
Vera, that's
like,
another
be
thing
respectful,
that really,
man.
Another thing that really pisses me off is that everyone's assumption is, oh, there is no consequences for insurance. Yes, there is consequences for fucking insurance happening to cover something, because the price will go up. The whole point of insurance is a just in case. Now, just in case a truck ends up smashing through a wall in a venue and potentially killing a few people, hurting a few people, that's something insurance should cover for, especially if the guy was behind the wheel drunk or had a heart attack or, fainted and just went. Now, the price of insurance going up is, yes, that's going to happen, but it's less likely going to happen if you get repetitive type of behavior, such as vandalism. Vandalism is going to cause the price of things to go up, which means fur cons like this aren't going to exist. So instead of turning around and having your one day of fun, you might not have it next year. You might not have it in 3 years' time, simply because your actions cause the event to shut down or get so expensive that you can't afford to go anymore.
Yeah, a good latter point, because I was about to bring that up. Even if it's not entirely canceled, the price will go up because, let's say, the hotel had to pay extra insurance because last year the furries that showed up, destroyed a certain part of whatever, and they had to bring in companies to fix it. So whatever. It's going to rise the cost of the rooming just in general. Or they could just be like, yeah, we don't want you. You're too much of a liability. Last year, the police were here. We had 5 ambulances. There were 4 overdoses. Like, not, crazy crap could happen.
The downside is, and the knock-on over effect, is that the venue is most likely also going to turn around and share their experience with said group or said community. And that means other venues in the area will be like, yeah, fuck no.
Well, hotels talk. Like, hotel chains, they talk to each other. If it's like, if the Hilton says we don't want to deal with this particular, whether it be a convention or just the fandom itself, because hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but they could just do that and be like, yeah, okay, so there's a Hilton here and a Hilton there, and I'm just using that like as an example. I don't know. I'm not saying anything bad about the Hilton, for legal reasons, just so you know.
If someone or an organization is bad enough, the host venue, whether it's a hotel, whether it's some rental place, will turn around and they will warn others in the area that, hey, this individual cost or this group cost us a shit ton of money. You might want to avoid them. Yeah. Your actions are going to have consequences.
And it depends on what those actions are. I mean, it could be anything from like vandalism to maybe I don't know, they're like a radical political organization or a sports team that the owner of the hotel chain just doesn't like. I mean, who knows? Same. Maybe not that. That's well, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, if this is what fur events and fur cons are, and if this is the state of fur cons, then you ask yourself, what exactly is worth it, though? Am I only just going in there for like these, these crazy drug parties, sort of thing? Because I feel that all of these actions represent the state of the community at large.
I'll be honest,
Well,
I love the fact that you get people screaming about Nazis and yet they go pull this sort of shit. Okay, have fun.
yeah, I've never seen a single Nazi fur. Well, first of all, ever. But if one existed, I've never seen it like
Right.
flood like the hot tubs or throw dirty diapers on. Like, I've never seen like degenerate shit like in public that has caused like things to be canceled. Like I've never actually seen that happen. So this is, oh goodness, no wonder people hate furries.
You wonder why I have a fucking headache and get pissy half the time with the shit that goes on.
Yeah. They blame you either way.
I think now I. Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. I had like this crazy tangent I wanted to go on, but I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, Joel.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I guess really what I wanted to say, if this is what fur conventions are going to be like and what we can look forward to, then clearly the whole, I really have no fear of missing out. I have no worry about missing out on such degenerate parties.
See, I'm kind of wondering what exactly happened that was so bad. Because all they're saying was it was just like a drug fueled
party with
Yes.
with way
Now,
more
aside
attention.
from now, is it separate from the vandalism or is it one and the same? Because like there's a difference in my opinion. Because I've been to some crazy parties at FurCons, but we've never destroyed shit. So,
right. And
what's
maybe
the
like
problem?
they put and like it housed way more people than it comfortably could. So there is that.
Oh,
too.
okay, all right. Oh, okay. So granted, yeah, I've been to parties where the room was like you can't walk past people. Like, oh my god, yeah, it's been crazy. But again, we didn't destroy anything. So I'm guessing that's where the people that were in that party, they're the ones that did this. So that's kind of what's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
True. All right. So to since there is just that, though, I suppose now would be a time to just move on to the next items here. And this seems to be this really seems to be the season of big sudden new releases all around. So let's begin with, and we'll stick to the first tangent of while we're still in the space of furrydom, we'll stick in the tangent of freedom. And so the first thing that we're going to look at is a game called Atlas. And
I'm not
very cool.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with this game, so
That's because it was a new release that was sent to me just like under the space of a week ago. And yeah. And essentially I got sent said to me like, "What
I
the
just
heck
saw
the
some of the
game the
demo
whole
gameplay. It looks pretty cool.
yeah, exactly." And right now, like, I can quickly show to you, like on the webpage, it's a game. It's basically a big online multiplayer game made by most significantly one dude, Ksef. It's
That was one
it's
of the most impressive things.
yeah. That's right. And I think there's a lot more things that are more impressive about Atlas. It's crazy. Well, right now I will have to warn you though that this is now for suggestive content. So there goes the whole ratings on our shtick. It's just suggestive but challenging new RPG. Atlas is a 98% rated gem. And you know what? And the crazy thing about this is the character creation tool. And
Okay.
yeah, I won't exactly show it to you here, but look at this. Just look at this thumbnail picture here. Like, for crying out loud, yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, that could be a Pokemon
right,
or a Persona. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a couple of species you can choose from, but the crazy thing, of course, is your eyes basically go straight to the breasts. That's the crazy. Yeah, like this thing, I swear, like, I was looking at the character creation tool, and they have freaking adjustable sliders for breasts and for assets. It's insane. It's like it's basically the dream of every furry to make, to have a thick waifu, except it's furry. And from a live comment here by Do562, the one dude that made it is a hyper artist that would explain some things. Yeah. Completely. Yeah, completely. And of course, like, the adjustability of it is so insane. They actually, I'm not kidding, I'm not lying when I'm saying this. There actually is an option to keep your proportions to a sensible scale. Or not, if you want to go wild.
Wait, the sensible scale. What is the unsensible scale?
Well, like, why don't you slide it all the way to the maximum as the game will let you and find out? Well,
And potentially break your back in the meantime.
No, I would
yeah.
say have fun bouncing around.
Yeah, I mean, the last time, the last time games that gave us that sort of freedom were like, Saints Row the Third, when Saints Row was like, or Saints Row 2, when Saints Row was, respectable, that sort of thing. But now, I do have to say that the modern audience is missing out on stuff like this, because you know what they get for character creators? They get shit like Dragon Age Veilguard, which limits how big you can, like, make your breasts, for example.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. And that's the one thing though, like this like, dude, you can clearly tell, it's like straight from the outset, and all the aesthetic and all that, this game was made by a furry through and through.
Oh yeah. I could definitely tell that for sure. Have you seen like the early reviews of it already? Like, I'm not a furry, but
Yeah, but
it
hear
was
me
like,
out.
yeah, but actually, nah, man, like this was like a passion project, and like you can tell he really did put a lot of effort and time and love into it. So right on.
Yeah, and I think
Oh, cool.
a lot of it too has to do as well. Like, part of it was like the aesthetic of it, because I think the graphical option basically is reminiscent of you playing a PS1 game or an early PS2 game, which of course was part of the
Yeah,
golden
see,
era.
I was going to say that I assume that one of his inspirations was probably Spyro the Dragon. One of the first like kind of polygon type of aesthetic. Like yeah, PS1 maybe like early PS2 kind of looked like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a game for this is a PC game, right? Atlas.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah. So maybe some D&D in there too. No, not D&D.
Not a
Fuck, I
Dungeons and
always say
Dragons.
that.
It's just
World of
its own
Warcraft.
standalone RPG stuff.
No, because like
It's
there was some. Okay, there's some really cool stuff about Atlas. Well, it has like concurrent dynamic mechanics. So basically, like as you progress through the game, and like if you kill an enemy, let's say, and it drops a weapon, you can pick up
yeah,
that weapon and then use it, and then like advance through the game. Even though
yeah.
it
That's
looks
pretty
like
much.
a retro sort of polygon looking old game, like that's pretty cool, man. I haven't seen anything like that or quite like that, really.
I mean, I think the real thing is that retro is basically back in a big way, and and that's also why people are really turning back to retro.
Yeah,
The
man, I want to play
monkey,
it.
the monkey style of graphics, like the PS1 style of aesthetic. That was
Yeah,
peak.
yeah. The nostalgia, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? You know what? What's also going to be really 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 shocking now that at some point somebody's just going to really bring this up with the whole the whole character creation thing and Big Rest. Like, can you imagine the reaction? Oh my god, the weird lefty reaction to this. Like, it's got furries and it's got the ability to make big breasts because this game was clearly intended for like what's its intended demographic?
Immature people.
Yeah, well, there is that too. Immature people. What about dudes, straight dudes?
I don't know. I mean, you're saying that's what they would say because I want to play it. I see no problems.
Yeah,
Well, not. I don't see no problems, but you know what I mean.
not really. I mean,
So
it's
what? Are you saying that they're going to get offended because you can change your character to like such a drastic degree?
right. Like you can make you can make a character with outrageously huge breasts, like just from the drop of a
What?
hat.
So what's and who's going
Like,
to be offended by that?
oh, I don't know.
Everybody.
Well, I guess in that case, if you're a conservative, that's a good thing because you don't want over sexualized characters. So,
Yeah, because you
you
have the
know,
option to you can adjust the sliders to a whim, and you can click the sensible proportions button.
This game also may have just been released as a complete troll to screw with the minds of the community and also current gaming scene. Who knows?
I doubt it. I mean,
mean,
it's
it
clearly the
just
guy's
seems like
passion
it's a
project.
fun thing. Yeah, so, exactly. Like it just seems fun. Like if you want to make your character look as goofy as possible, why not give it breasts like each one is the size of your entire body and just like make it look like
Yeah,
a
breasts
glitch or
like the
something
size
like
of your head. Like heck yeah,
exactly, yeah.
if you
Just
totally
make
want
it
to.
look goofy as hell. Like it's not over sexualized. It's just for shits and giggles at that point. I mean, like, come on, have fun with it. It's a freaking game. Grow up.
Exactly, and you know what, and you know what, in this modern era, you've got people basically praising the ugly bitches of that you're stuck with creating on Dragon Age Veilguard, while instead and they instead they piss on like actual beautiful babes like Stellar Blade,
You
and
know what?
in midst of all this, like
Yeah, you're right.
where would Atlas fall on this on the scale? On the whole, and the whole hypocrisy scale, if at that.
I don't know.
Yeah, the hypocrisy and double standard scale. I mean, it's got huge breasts and it's got furries.
Like, what more do you want?
Right. And then,
Yeah.
one group, and the typical lefty loves furries but but tends to dislike huge breasts because it basically, yada yada yada, something objectifies women.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I'm also wondering if like the developer of this game was also inspired by like PS1 polygon level Lara Croft. Probably, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they're you know what they're just angry at like everything, and that this new thing is furry related, and it's I don't know something to complain about because you're gonna see a lot more angry furries now, especially after early November.
Right,
You're gonna
but
see a lot more
that's
angry
really besides
furries
the point
just in
because
general about everything, about everything. You will.
yeah, because I mean, what I was really trying, I mean, you can tell what I was really trying to convey is,
I know what you.
yeah, like is just that, like, oh, and then also an interesting live comment too, do 562. The game also has a male or female option, not a type A or type B body style.
Gas. You mean you don't have other? I can identify as a polyamorous, non-binary robot. How dare you? How dare that game? Oh my goodness, I have to protest.
Don't forget to go to the craft store on the way home.
Oh, of course, yes.
No, there are no thingos. There must be a type A and a type B body. We are all non-binary.
Well, okay, so if they're angry about this guy, here's if I were him, I would argue against these wackadoodles. I would say, look, I made this game by myself, and male and female are the two options, okay? And in order to include everyone, I would have to spend a lot more money to make up all these different models. So, or even though it's not true, he could just say that. Like they don't have to know.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm still surprised. I have, as far as I know, I have yet to see an article. Anybody, some batshit crazy games journalist write an article basically, you know, in that same light, like praising Atlas and trashing some like Stellar Blade on the grounds of what, or like beautiful feminine characters. But them's the breaks these days.
Yeah.
And you know what though? It's actually pretty crazy too because Atlas, you could actually make a really convincingly good, beautiful and feminine character of whatever furry species you want because you can go ham choosing your hairstyle and all that.
A walrus?
I wish there's 5 different species, but I think lizard, bird lovers, and all that and rat lovers will get something that they'll really enjoy. Let's just say. I mean, I've seen it, but yeah.
Cool.
But,
Cool.
yeah, but that's the highlight of the new item. Now, to move on, we've got another thing that we've wanted to cover too, like on this topic of lunacy and tangent. Like we're going to switch track to something that's absolutely lunatically crazy that I've wanted to talk about last week when it was thrown in our faces. Have you guys seen the new rebranding advertisement for Jaguar?
Wait, Jaguar had an ad?
Yeah.
You didn't see it yet?
What car were they showing off?
That's the good question. Was it a car that was showing off? That's a good question. That is a good question, actually.
Yeah, I think it was like the latest drag queens on Mars, something like that. Really fascinating.
Yeah. Like, I heard about it too. I saw it, and like you said, where's the car? Where's all that stuff? And instead, and you know what they do? Jaguar does this, and hold your beer.
I seriously have to wonder what would have happened if Jaguar's ad was nothing but a dark cave slowly zooming. There was a Marvel movie where they had this really fun thing where they're able to zoom in and move the camera. You get this really nice action. And towards the end of it, if they had like Jaguar eyes open, instead we get a bunch of weird ass people looking like they got paint
Yeah.
splattered all over them.
Instead we get this, like as I'm sharing with you now, we get all this stuff. Like we get a basically 8 Power Rangers in Mars, drag Power Rangers in Mars.
If
With
they're
a,
Power Rangers that have something on their heads, but they don't.
Yeah.
No,
With,
this is like this is a high production modern art project trying to be edgy and surreal and had nothing to do with anything. It has a deeper meaning, and if you don't understand, well, you're just not cultured enough. Like, what is this? I mean, it's something. Wow. Copy nothing.
I wonder how much those people got paid for doing this ad.
Probably a lot. Look at this production value. This is crazy. Like they spent a lot of money on this.
Like tens and thousands of dollars on the costumes and all that on a faux, on a faux Mars setting.
This is a very wealthy company, and this got past their board of directors. They posted this publicly.
I hear from the wire is that upper management made the whole decision to rebrand this.
Yeah, well, have you seen their comments? Their responses on Twitter? Because it's kind of spooky.
Yeah. But I think it was yeah. They actually did say you'll what's it called? You'll soon see things our way, and that seems like ominously threatening. Don't you reckon?
Like this is the future. What the?
Does anyone else think that Sweet Baby Inc. basically decided to target Jaguar because the gaming industry is probably going, yeah, we don't want you anymore?
No, I think apparently that's not it. Like what really happened is the guy who's currently in charge, the head of currently heading Jaguar, made the decision to rebrand into this sort of thing.
Goodness.
So I love
that.
So like I said, upper management made the decision to rebrand in such a way like this. It's insane. And then now you look at this and it's like, where's the car? Where's the famous logo? And all we're left with is just another little soulless font, like way too funky for it. What Jaguar really is. I mean, something like an ad like that would be fitting for something that says like retro appliances, not this.
No, that ad would be perfect for a place that's selling fashion shit if that's the kind of stuff they were selling.
Exactly, I agree too.
But have you seen Jaguar's ads before this? Like their older ads, they looked badass. Like it was all these high-class, rich people, in sunglasses and suits, getting into their Jaguars and like cruising down the road. It was some cool shit. Like they had awesome commercials back in the day, or like up until I guess recently. But now, what the hell is this? Like, I don't know.
Post 2020.
I didn't see a car. What car are they selling? I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I think even like last year that they had some. Didn't they have like a Super Bowl commercial? Or was that 2 years ago? I know they had one of them. It was like this Jaguar like van kind of thing. It was like, I don't know. It was really cool. I think it was like a James Bond related thing.
Yeah, it's odd and a shame, for what it is though. But now it's basically safe to say that I don't know Jaguar's ever gonna be covering from this, because now you're gonna think like, what's the car of the car of 2025 they're gonna create? Like, are they gonna create some weird funky space age shit that's like soulless and
Well, people that buy Jaguars, like they also have friends that have Jaguars. It's like a thing. So if they're all like, "Hey, did you just see that recent commercial? Yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna go over so well. Kind of like the whole Bud Light situation. You know, it's like Bud Light went woke, and then Jaguar's like, "Hold my beer, excuse me, hold my Bud Light. Let me get that for." Like, I don't know what this was, man. I don't know. I don't even know if it was woke. It just looked like an art project.
hmm That's really all we can say it is, because it made no sense like what the fudge it all was.
Mm-hmm.
hmm So, but luckily, if you've had the misfortune of watching this though, I do have there is a cure for this sort of commercial, and that
Big-breasted
cure,
feline anthro cats.
no, it would no, sadly not that. That would be the dream cure, but it's not what we're looking for. The cure we're looking for is the commercial by Volvo.
Oh, the response, guys! Check this out. This is the response from Volvo. Oh my goodness.
Yep. There is and at least Volvo is actually advertising a car proper in
Yeah,
this one.
about its functionality for sure and how important it is.
Right. And
Yeah.
indeed. And indeed, like, and Volvo's one, like they were advertising a car that was also advertising the safest car, but they wrapped it up in a package that's all about, storytelling and the celebration of life.
Yeah, it was very artistically. See, that is art right there. Like whoever wrote that, like they really that was good. And the fact that it came out like within what 2 weeks of each other, maybe less.
And I mean, really, like what this Volvo commercial, slash storytelling thing is really about, is
Mhm.
really about telling the story of a family, a couple that's about, really starting a family and the moments that, that are gonna happen. But it's
I can't help but think about McDonald's ad from Japan that caused a good bunch of the idiots online to basically go into full-on meltdown.
yeah, exactly. I
Did we
know.
talk about
Yeah,
that a
they
few years
show an
ago?
actual car in this one.
Yes, they do. Okay, so this one is a young couple. Wife finds out. Girlfriend finds out she's pregnant. The guy says, "Wow, I love this girl." He's calling his mother. I'm gonna tie the knot with her. She goes to go get groceries, and she looks to her left and sees this woman driving a Volvo, not paying attention, and she looks up. Oh my goodness! Almost hits her and kills her. But the Volvo, with its perfect brakes, stops just in time, and then the man can imagine his whole life and future with his future daughter. Thank goodness for Volvo's brakes, because now he can have his beautiful family. Volvo. Yeah.
I have to admit, I would love to see an ad where a wife finds out her husband's cheating, so she takes the car, the new car, in the divorce because you may get your hussy, I'll get the car, and drives away with a big grin on her face.
Oh my goodness.
No, seriously. I mean, if someone wants to be that would be an excellent ad as a slap in the face to Jaguar. Hey, BMW, take that for advice. Because at this point, BMW is going to be better than bloody Jaguar.
Well, this ad was pretty darn good. Like this was a kick in the nuts. Like, damn. It was some powerful stuff. A lot of people are reacting to it, and if you look at the ratio of like the likes to dislikes on this on Volvo versus Jaguar, it's like night and day. Like it's the total opposite. Clearly, people are sick of whatever the heck the wackadoodles are doing. It's like, yeah, man, family's cool.
Yeah, and now I think, given enough time, I think the results will really, really speak for itself. Like, now we just need to see the sales figures for Volvo and Jaguar, in in the year ahead.
This is just such a funny move, man. Like, whoever was involved in like directing this and like posting it for the company, they were like, "Oh, dude, look what Jaguar just did. Check this out."
And then now, look what, look what Volvo just did.
Exactly. Well, it's cool.
Very. I just love it that it's not just well made together. It's a celebration of life as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. And if you've ever considered, if you ever do have the means to purchase a product that's as prestigious as that, you definitely put Volvo on your shortlist for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, next thing we've got, the whole cover of new releases and what have you, is we've got some movie trailers to start with. We have, to start with, The Bad Guys 2. Oh yeah. And it's really come through. It's crazy. It's been 3 years. It's been almost 3 years since the last The Bad Guys movie, and it's gonna come out in August 1, 2025. It's DreamWorks is
So,
really hitting it now.
just for clarification, the new characters they're bringing in, they're all women, aren't they?
Yeah.
I would love to see people having an issue with that, to be honest. I really would.
Right. Especially if it's a women crime gang.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care if they're all women. If it's if that's their whole character trait, it's more if they're just cool characters, and who cares, you know?
That's the way it should be. But like I said, I'd love to
Yeah.
see people having a problem that they're all women.
Hmm.
I mean, from what I've seen from the trailer, I definitely want to go watch this at the cinema. But I'm going to wait till it's been out for a week or two because fuck having a shit ton of kids in there.
I mean, I watched. Remember, I didn't get a packed theater when I was watching it in the big screen.
I have to admit, I love The Crow.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the response at this point. You don't have a choice.
I think the whole shtick is that I do really wish I spent time reading the Bad Guys books. It's the whole shtick of them is just they're being bad, they're being good, but they have to be bad at it. They have to be bad in order to be good.
Why am I so bad at being good?
They're really hitting it up with the animation in this, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are. It looks great, man. I must have seen this trailer 10 times.
I know.
What's that first post? It's a meme. I want to see it. Scroll down. Now, what's this about? Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay.
God damn degenerate furries can't go nowhere.
They are playing so much into the whole furry thing with the bloody movie itself. I mean, gah. It's nice to see when movies or TV shows make it so that both adults and kids can watch it, just like Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey gets deep, man.
Kids can enjoy it. Adults can enjoy it. Everyone benefits.
Hmm.
I mean,
And that's
I saw the bad guys, and I'm an adult, but I love that movie. It was great.
Just
I
out of
know, me too.
curiosity, were we covering the other movie today? Because
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Okay.
But before that, though, how do you feel like after this whole trailer has been released? Now, how do you feel? Excited to see Bad Guys 2?
very. But like I said, I'll
Yeah.
wait till a week or two after it's been released and then go watch it.
Mhm.
I cannot be in a cinema with a shit ton of kids screaming their lungs out. It just
No. I completely understand where you're coming from. Completely understand. Where
Yeah.
you're coming from.
I'm probably not gonna watch it in theaters because of that reason. I might just wait till it comes out on streaming or something. But yeah, I do plan to watch it though eventually.
Yeah.
It's on
I
my bucket
mean,
list.
if nothing else, you just wait until it comes out on Netflix and you scrounge it. Yeah.
Oh, you
if-
could
Yeah,
get
exactly.
lucky. You could get lucky like I do and go to the cinema after it's been out for a while and there's nobody else in there.
Right. That's
Yeah, I
also
could do that.
another good bet, of course. Because the movie's under the back end of its run. But aside from that, though, if nothing else, you know what? I always say, get physical, get yourself a DVD or a Blu-ray of it.
Actually, I've got to find a new place to buy those things from.
Oh, yeah, sure. But apart from that, though, film number 2, like you said, like you wanted, it's
Oh joy.
the live action of How to Train Your Dragon. 1 second. And so there's been a bit of controversy surrounding this, but we will get to that in quite a bit. For now, backdrop the whole. Yeah, no audio playing, but in it though, it's basically they're handling a lot. How to Train Your Dragon, but it's live action and not with the signature animation of DreamWorks.
So, with what we've seen so far, I'll say this: they were bang on versus Disney's. Well, let's just say, was that Disney or was it like just some guy in a basement with a shit ton of servers? I mean,
What?
I'm referring to the Lion King. Sorry,
Oh, you're right. Okay.
how they went from
Oh.
animated to live action and just ruined it. In this case, they decided not to take any chances and they just went with a 1-to-1. So, what do you think, Avira?
Well, I've only actually seen like clips of How to Train Your Dragon. I've never seen the movie itself, but I have seen like what the dragon looks like. I mean, it looks good, but here's
Yeah.
the problem though. We're right now it's going to be the year 2025. Okay, so CGI has advanced quite a bit.
That first
I'm willing to
post
bet if you
underneath.
throw enough money at
How about
something, it's
this
gonna
one?
look good anyway.
Like, let's
No,
have
no,
a
But
look.
this,
Oh, here we go.
okay, like
This shows
that's adorable.
that is a literal 1-to-1. I'm sorry, but you
Yeah,
cannot get any better.
I have seen this scene. Okay.
I personally feel
It's
though
cool.
they should have changed the story. Have different characters, have different dragons, go with a more realistic looking type dragon. I mean, same basic theme, but when I saw this, I just thought, I'm not going to go see this at the cinema.
Wait, so because of the storyline, like it doesn't look good.
It feels like it's going to be a waste of time, to be honest. It
Well,
looks
I mean,
like
you've got-
the acting covers everything, but it just
Huh. Well, okay. Huh. See, I've never even seen the first one, so I really wouldn't know what to expect. I might go see it just because I don't have any of like the memories or the nostalgia of like what it's supposed to be, or like I don't even know the story. Or, like, what about this dragon? He just I know he's a black dragon and he has like no fangs and something like that. Spoilers.
The way to look at it, it looks like they're going to do a carbon copy of the animated movie,
Okay.
which is the original one is good. So my assumption will be this will have the same in it. It's the same people who worked on it behind the scenes. It's just CGI and realistic. The problem is that when I look at this, I think I wanted it to work out better, but it just didn't. So for someone watching it for the first time, yeah, by all means, go watch it. But when I look at it, it's definitely a good go, and I'm not going to rat on them like Disney like I did with Disney, because Disney fucked up royally. Where this one, I just feel they should have told a different story, but not like the bloody cartoon where they had it in modern era. Shit, that was bad.
So this is becoming like a different category of movies because like it's not remastered or anything. It's not like the original movie that they touched up, but it's like a live action version, but it's the same, mostly shot for shot. Yeah, see that's weird. What do you call that? Plagiarism?
Well, it can't be plagiarism because it's the same company, but
I
they've
mean, you can
probably
plagiarize yourself, I guess.
they might have, without knowing how they're going to end it, they may end up changing the story itself towards the end. So it will definitely be something for me to buy physically. But as for going to the cinema and see it, I just don't see that there's going to be anything gained from it because of the original one. Right,
No,
at least for me.
I get it. No, fair enough. Yeah.
I so want DreamWorks to be successful with this one, at least for the. So, Joel, has there been any other sort of reactions other than just sort of sheer disappointment?
I mean,
without the
apart
rage.
from that, though, the other controversy that has been well highlighted is that they're race swapping Astrid.
Yeah,
kind of a
I saw that. Depending on how they're going with the Viking age, it might work, but just as long as they don't woke it up, it'll be fine.
Because the fact the director himself basically said, like, as his justification for race swapping is that he's creating fantasy rather than historical accuracy.
It's a movie about fucking dragons with Vikings. I'm sorry, but the idea sort of completely separated. I don't think there are any Viking legends with dragons. Was there?
Yeah, of course. What, like? Of course.
I know England. There's shit tons with England, but with Vikings, I'm not exactly sure. I should probably know, considering.
I'm sure there are. Come on, like sea serpents, like all the water dragons.
Sea serpents are one thing, but the actual dragons themselves, the way that they're depicted. Besides, this movie's supposed to be all fantasy anyway, so.
So then, Vikings aren't humans; they're a fictional. They're a fictional race. They never existed. It's like dwarves. Technically, dwarves are human. Like humans can have dwarfism, but they're not mythical creatures. So
Viking
there you
was
go.
more of
Vikings
a trade
are a mythical
than
race.
Avera, Vikings
The Scandinavians are fake.
Vikings are a trade. They're not a type of people, if I recall correctly.
I know. I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. I don't know.
Oh well.
How about you, Joel? Are you going to go see this, or?
Honestly, I've seen How to Train Your Dragon animated one from DreamWorks, and honestly, I'm gonna have to give this one a pass. Although I am, however, interested in the bad guys too, as well as some other prolific, high profile releases that's coming up soon, like Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah, I'm watching that.
Oh heck yeah, me too. And
Nice.
aside from that, and the other new release, of course, yeah, I know. I'm still very, 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 very much tempted to just throw in like 10 freedom bucks just to get Atlas. So there is that.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's only $10 as well. Like that's very accessible.
Yeah. Completely. Like
I saw some
I-
reviews that they're like the best $10 I've ever spent. Totally
exactly
worth it.
because like independent, indies can turn out way better games for a fraction of the price than a big studio. Like just again.
Mm-hmm.
So, frick, man, that's a heck of a deal. But yeah, anyway, aside from that though, that's all the time we've got for the week. And so, what did you guys think? Just like who'd like to make a quick closing statement about stuff of the week?
Vera, let's go with you first.
Alrighty. Well, like I said earlier about Thanksgiving, I hope everyone had a good holiday, even if you're not American, because America's the best. But wherever you are in the world, um, oh, about the Jaguar ad, I did want to say one thing about that. Okay, so if you saw this, a bunch of these modern-looking fashion art performance, like on Planet Mars, and they did their whole thing. Be brave, no copying. We're unique. Whatever the crap they were saying, they could have slapped any logo at the end of that ad, and it would have technically worked in today's modern bonkers backwards age. It could have been like for Apple, and Apple would have been like, "Yes, we're we're unique and crap." Any company could have done this. See, that's the problem. This is supposed to be a car commercial. Where the hell was the car? Hell, it could have been a vodka commercial for all we fucking know. It was seriously, it was ridiculous. Like, yeah, be unique, Smirnoff. I mean, like, come on, what the fuck? Anyways, that was one of the more bonkers things I've seen. Anyways, the Bad Guys 2, definitely on my bucket list. Something I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater for it, but yeah, I'll check it out when it's streaming. And How to Train Your Dragon, possibly same thing. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the first one, so I really don't even know what to expect. I'll give it a shot. And aside from that, I hope everyone is having a fantastic night, and I guess I'll see you next week then.
All right, and that leaves us with Noble.
Degenerate. Yeah, that's Ferry and Jaguar. I'm really liking the Bad Guys, and yeah, you know my thoughts on the whole How to Train Your Dragon. It's more disappointment. But at least they didn't pull a fucking Disney. Jolt?
I think I've said what I had to say already, but I think just to recap on it though, I am quite pleased that I was able to bring out all these new releases that were just thrown at me, because it was just too outrageous not to pass up on this, because there was just something of interest to everyone out here, like furry items, not furry items, and yeah. So I think I think I was just really, really pleased with the hands that were, on my the cards that were on my hand today. So, but I do agree, of course. Degenerate stuff, degenerate stuff that makes more people into degenerates, Atlas. And well, one good movie and one movie that's a bit why. So that pretty much wraps it up. But I will say, to officially wrap things up, though, I do like to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did making it. As always, you can find our episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Play.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more later down the line. And well, it's been quite the week. And of course, that's all we have to share with you. Until next time.
Good night.
Bye,